Hi, this is Mike from Cosmic Sound. Today we're going to be looking at two brand new Pioneer Pro DJ products. The first of which is the DDJ-T1, a brand new Traktor controller, and the DDJ-S1, which is a Serato itch controller. It's the first for Pioneer in the digital controller market. A lot of people thought that they actually wouldn't do it, but they have, and this is the result. So firstly, I'm going to be running through a few of the most basic features of the controllers, but also some of the more unique features that Pioneer have thrown in to make a couple of great controllers. Okay, starting from the left, you'll notice it looks a lot like a CDJ 400. Very similar jog wheels, including the very groovy red light around the top, which will actually go around as the track plays. We can use it to control the pitch, to push our two tracks in time, or as a scratch medium as well. Up the top, we have the effects section, which is very similar to every other Traktor controller out there. You've got your master wet and dry control and three controls which will control the individual parameters of the effect. Underneath that, your master on and off switches, which will obviously turn the effect on and off. Underneath that, we have the needle search function. The needle search function works very similar to the CDJ 2000 needle search. Basically allows you to browse through the track with your fingertips. So control exactly where you need to go and drop yourself in wherever you need to. To the right of that, we have an individual filter. This filter is assignable to whichever deck you happen to be on, whether it's A or C, B or D. And this will work independently of your other effects, so you can combine that with up to 3 effects from the same bank. Underneath that, we have the looping control, and this looks and works very similar to like what you'd see on a CDJ. You can manually input your in and out destination. That will create a manual loop free of all quantizing and grid markers. Or, just as easily, you can create a predetermined size of loop with the auto loop function. And this will automatically quantize your loop, and simply by scrolling, you can change the size of the loop. To exit, just press the button again. Next to this, we have the hot cue section. This works very similar to the Control X1 from Native Instruments. You've got a total of 8 hot cues, which are simply assignable by hitting the hot cue button and then choosing where you'd like to place the cue in the track. You can only insert 4 at once. To get access to the other 4, simply hit the shift button, and there you go. To delete those, simply hold down the delete button. You'll see your hot cues flash. You can remove them by simply pressing that assigned hot cue. To the right here, we have Pioneer's trademark pitch control, cue and play buttons, all of which feature the same componentry as used in the CDJs and feel fantastic. Moving on to the mixer section, we have, as you can see, 4 channels. So we can control 4 decks in Traktor. Track selection is made easy by the large rotary control on the top here. You can also blow up the browse section of Traktor by simply pressing the control button. And here to the right of the browse knob, we have the record button, which allows you to enable and disable recording your sets with ease. Underneath, our main volume, headphone cue and master blend, and main volume control for the headphones. A 3-band EQ for all 4 channels, so low, mid and high, and a gain control above those as well. Underneath, very similar to Traktor controllers, FX control, bank 1 and 2, so we can enable bank 1 and 2 to this and assign this to each channel. Underneath that, we have our cue for each channel and our sync and master button. And the way these work is you can set any track as your master for the BPM, and by hitting the sync button, any other deck on the mixer can sync to that master BPM. And underneath that, following with the trademark Pioneer build quality, we have a great crossfader and weighted faders on all 4 of the channels, which again, feel fantastic. Now, one of the major things that sets these controllers apart, and I think that Pioneer have been aiming for, is the build quality. The build quality is fantastic and unheard of up until this point with DJ controllers. Some cool features really grabbed my attention. The ability to be able to browse back with the tree function up the top makes it very, very simple to jump back to your parent folder. It's bus powered, it's a bus powered unit, but I will recommend being able to plug in the AC adapter wherever possible. Gives you a brighter display and also a much, much better headphone amp. The needle search is another unique Pioneer feature with their controllers. Makes it very easy to jump to the beginning of tracks or to find cues or parts in tracks where you haven't preemptively set your cues. The only thing to be wary of is that it's always active. I found a really good way to get around this problem is to simply enable the function button, which is to the left of the strip search. This will actually disable the needle search and stop you from being able to bump it mid-mix. Our headphone jack is on the front left of the unit. We have 1/4 inch and 3.5mm outputs. And on the front right, we also have an input for an auxiliary or microphone and a master volume control there as well. Jumping to the back, we have our auxiliary input, master outputs in the form of RCAs and also in TRS, so for that balanced output in the club. We also have a volume control on the back here for our auxiliary input, which is completely individual. Now the version of Traktor that ships with the DDJ-T1 is a full version of Traktor Pro, essentially. There are a small few features that have been omitted to suit the actual needs of the controller better, but rest assured you're getting everything here that's fundamental to mixing. All in all, it's a fantastic product from Pioneer. Obviously a massive draw card here is the build quality of the unit and the familiar club standard footprint. For all of those people who are looking to make that transition to the club from the bedroom, this is the perfect unit for you. The footprint is exactly the same and it's going to make that transition really easy. So come on down to Kosmic Sound today and check one out, or alternatively, jump onto our online store, www.kosmic.com.au.